I want to talk about dietary supplements. There's a ton of information, and most of it quite misleading about which supplements work best in reducing feelings of anxiety and the frequency of panic attacks. I've done extensive research on this, and there are only two supplements. Those supplements are magnesium, which I'm holding here, and calcium. The calcium is to ensure the proper absorption of the magnesium. Almost half the US population have an inadequate intake of magnesium in their diet due to them not eating enough dark green leafy vegetables and whole grains. Magnesium is the relaxation mineral, and it's essential for almost 300 different biochemical reactions in the body. It relaxes the nervous system, enabling you to feel less sensitized. It promotes better sleep and helps maintain a healthy heart. Dr. Mark Hynman goes as far to say that if you're feeling tight, irritable, crampy and stiff in your mind or body, it's a sign of deficiency in magnesium. In my opinion, I think the only reason we do not hear more about the benefits of taking magnesium is that it's not a patented drug, and therefore there's not much profit for Big Pharma to make from it. Magnesium is often nicknamed the original chill pill because it acts on the regulation of the stress response. For people who suffer from panic attacks, this is particularly useful as it can reduce the amount of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline that are released at any one time. But not all magnesium is equal, and how you take it is also a factor. A key thing that has come to light is that in order to get the best absorption of magnesium, you need to supplement it with calcium at the same time. And the reason for this is because calcium and magnesium are actually very similar minerals. They sit right next to each other on the periodic table and have the same 2+ charge. So what that means is that if you're deficient in calcium, the enzymes that actually need calcium can't get it and start to rob the magnesium, even though it's not suited for them. This then reduces the amount of magnesium available in your body for the correct enzymes. So the advice now is to take both magnesium and calcium together to avoid this problem. How much should you take and when should you take it? Well, for the first week of this coaching program, I want you to take 250 milligrams, that's 250 milligrams here of magnesium, and 500 milligrams of calcium with your evening meal. Then from week 2 onwards, double that amount by taking the same dose at breakfast time as well. So that means from week 2 onwards, you will be taking 250 milligrams of magnesium, 500 milligrams of calcium with your breakfast, and then repeating that again in the evening. 250 magnesium, 500 calcium with your evening meal. Now 500 calcium is actually 2 of those tablets. Depending on the brand of magnesium you buy, they can come in different sizes. This is 250, you'll get 300 milligram sizes as well. It's okay to take 300, going over a bit isn't a problem. The other thing you have to know about magnesium is that it does cause increased bowel movements and loosened stool for a lot of people, so don't be alarmed by that. If, however, diarrhea does develop, stop taking the magnesium for a few days and then very slowly reintroduce it again. The other question is, well, which type of magnesium and calcium should you buy? And I'm going to email you about this, but just to mention it here, the type of magnesium and calcium you buy is quite important. For magnesium, buy magnesium citrate or gluconate. Avoid magnesium carbonate, sulfate, aspartate or oxide, as they don't give you that same desired effect. And for the calcium, you can use calcium carbonate or citrate. They're the most popular supplement types of it. The other ones that exist would be calcium gluconate and calcium phosphate. Avoid oyster shell, which is a form of calcium carbonate, because that's been known to occasionally contain small amounts of lead, which of course is a toxin. You can find out more about this in the email that I send to you. Just as a final point about taking these supplements, since magnesium is excreted by the kidneys, people with heart or kidney disease, as well as the elderly, shouldn't take magnesium supplements except under their doctor's supervision. I always advise people who have concerns about taking any supplements to always speak to the doctor before taking them. The next thing I want you to start taking this week, and for all of this coaching program, is Rescue Remedy. Ever since I was young, my mother used to have this homeopathic remedy in the house for times of stress. For example, she'd have us take a few drops before an exam or going to the dentist. I think even the dog was getting some of this in the water around Halloween time with the fireworks going off. I never knew whether it was a placebo effect or the real deal, but I would always feel a sense of calm after taking this remedy. Since then, there's been a lot of interest in this homeopathic remedy, and recently a scientific study found that Rescue Remedy is an effective over-the-counter stress reliever with comparable effect to traditional pharmaceutical drugs, yet without any of the known adverse side effects. That study was a double-blind clinical trial comparing a dose of Rescue Remedy against a placebo of identical appearance. Even though this homeopathic remedy has been around since the 1930s, it's only grown in real popularity recently, and you'll find a lot of doctors now recommending it. There's a link in the email I sent to a feature done on it recently on the Dr. Oz show. Rescue Remedy is taken in water. You take a few drops or sprayed onto the tongue. This is a spray version. Look, this isn't a magic cure for anxiety or panic, but I do recommend it because it will help reduce your anxiety and speed your recovery. I recommend that for the entire length of the coaching program, you take it each morning, as that's when the stress hormone cortisol is highest. You can also take it before you enter any situation that makes you feel anxious, so that you'll be more ready and able to apply the techniques I'll be teaching you next week. It's a small bottle, as you can see, and you can easily carry around it with you wherever you go. Anything natural like this that takes the edge off the anxiety is not used as a means to avoid feeling anxious, but rather as a supporting tool to give you the help to dive in and do the work necessary. Hey, thanks for watching the video, and before you go, if you do suffer from anxiety or panic attacks, get yourself a copy of Dare. Dare has one of the highest ratings for treating anxiety on Amazon.com. The book also comes with a free app, audios, and a live Facebook support group. Just search Dare on Amazon or visit the link in the description below.